Welcome to Puro Pinche Sports. I am your host, Jose Garza. Tonight, my co-host is Arturo Ibarra. We were supposed to have a three-man squad with Alex de la Cruz on here, but unfortunately, some audio and internet connections said otherwise. How you doing, Art?
I'm doing great, man. Couldn't be better. Preseason games started. NFL started again. Football Thursday, Sunday. Great to be back in that feeling of it, getting to the group again. Didn't watch any of the games, just the recaps, but still got it.
Hey man, there's a lot of preseason game going on, just like how it is in freaking regular Sunday, right? Too many games, you can't watch them all. Red zone if you got it, highlights every day, right? So guys, in case you're new to the pod, like I said, my name's Jose Garza. We're a sports pod. We're stupid as hell. We say a lot of dumb things, but we enjoy talking about sports. That's what we're here for. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, all the good shit, so that way you can keep up with the latest and greatest of stupidity. Anyways, all right, you mentioned it. NFL preseason has started. Give me your thoughts so far on just overall the season. How you feel? How are you feeling about the season right now? And if you feel anything specific after you're watching some of the highlights of the first few games.
So I think we're seeing what we wanted to see. Like all these early draft picks that we had when the NFL draft happened. Like the big name, like the top players that got drafted in the first round. That's what we wanted to see, how they were going to be used offensively, defensively, on the run, on the passing, wide receiver, tight ends. And I believe that we're seeing a lot of that now. The first game with the Cowboys and the Steelers, a lot of people were excited to see Najee Harris. Yes, he's going to get most of the work because he is going to be the lead back there. So I know that we're going into a fantasy football league in the next 20 days. So, it's going to be interesting to kind of see how some of these players develop, some of the injuries. But overall, it's getting exciting. It's getting crazy on the ADP reports for mock drafts.
Yeah, it's definitely keeping us on our toes, isn't it? Like right now with mock drafts and all that stuff. But I'm looking forward to that. But we'll get into fantasy football a little later. Let's talk about it. Right now, the Dallas Cowboys are on Hard Knocks. We're getting a little more behind the scenes about, what's going on camp, what's going on for the team getting ready. Art, you saw episode 1, I assume?
So I have not seen any of it. I kind of been staying away from it right now just because I know it's going to be a hype.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to want to draft Zeke because of what they're showing. I mean, he looks like the weight that he had when he started in the NFL, like his college weight. Where a lot of people are going to want to draft CeeDee Lamb because of the upside and the breakthrough that he can have. So I feel like Hard Knocks just kind of, it makes you ready for people who want to see NFL, but for people who play fantasy, it's like, oh, like they're promoting those. So all of those players are jumping up the ADP on that.
So I'll say this: I did watch the first episode because with Hard Knocks, I think it's a really good show. I mean, it gives you a lot behind the scenes stuff. And of course, you're not privy to this year's Cowboys. We've had years past with the Rams and Chargers or Raiders and stuff like that. So this year we got the Cowboys. Dak is back. We saw him with essentially the wishbone injury, or in this case, that the compound fracture. Now it looks like his scar looks like a wishbone, and it sounds like he had a second surgery to clean it up, the mess and all that stuff. What are your thoughts on Dak? Now, on the first episode, he showed that he got a shoulder strain, so it could impact this season. But overall, what are your thoughts on Dak?
No, I'm glad that he's playing again. Like it's awesome that after him twisting, it looked like he just folded his ankle and put it inside a suitcase and walked off the field. But no, it's great to see him back in. And he did get that extension on it. He get that contract. So I know last year there was a Dak's injury. There was the offensive line injury. Zeke didn't do as well. All the receivers kind of went downhill. Andy Dalton, now the Bears quarterback, he didn't do what he was supposed to do. Andy Dalton's not a bad quarterback. He showed in his prime years what he could do in Cincinnati. However, they never protected him with his O-line. And it just seemed that after those 3-4 years that he was great. He just declined, and he thought by going to a different team with the Cowboys, it was going to be different. We saw that with preseason, the fumble that he took the first game, and trade him out with Fields. Yes, he's saying he's the QB1 for the Bears. I don't think it's going to be more than 1 or 2 games.
Yeah. But I mean, let's stick on the Cowboys. I know you want to talk about the Bears. I know you're excited.
No. But with Dak, I'm excited to see him throw the ball to CeeDee Lamb, Cooper Kupp. Sorry, not Cooper Kupp. Amari Cooper and Gallup.
How do you feel? Because in the first episode, I know you didn't get to see it, but the first episode showed that he had a shoulder strain. So now he's hurt. He had to get a second MRI. But how do you feel? Do you feel like it's now scary? Like is it scary moving forward? That is it like he's gonna, he's getting injured now a little more and more. So what do you think?
I honestly think is smoke on just to kind of say, oh, he got an injury, and to me, it's we see that with the NBA, where it is preseason, so a lot of the team managers, the coaches, don't want to play their star players, and I'm not saying they make up injuries, but some of those injuries, I know we saw Tyreek Hill. Apparently, he had a knee contusion or knee bruise or something like that, and it's like that's kind of scary. And then next day, he was like, "Oh, he made it to practice." So they're holding Dak in. They're not going to play him for preseason. It wouldn't be smart after an injury. If you want a healthy quarterback, you wouldn't play him in there. I think what teams are going to want to do is test their O-line, see how their O-line is going to work, how it's going to protect their quarterback, and just give enough time to those pocket quarterbacks to stay in the pocket. And then the mobile quarterbacks, hey, it breaks, run it.
So I would say because, these are practices they're having. So on Hard Knocks, they're showing live practices in front of fans and all this stuff. I wouldn't think the Cowboys are going to fake this. I mean, or even like try to like mild it, make it like little as is, because think about it. He needs to get his reps in. He didn't play last season. Most of the season after like week 5, after he tore his freaking ankle, when his leg was facing north and his ankle was facing southeast. It definitely scary as hell. He hasn't had many reps. So now with this shoulder strain, I don't know, man. He looked good in one video. I think he'll play okay once, keep him off preseason. Don't worry about that. But I'm legitimately worried. If I'm a Cowboys fan or if I'm a Dak Prescott owner in fantasy, I'm scared. I'm worried that he might get hurt again. And I mean, remember, when you get injured, you tend to want to rely on something else, like your arms, your legs, or whatever it is, right? On way more on that, so you can make that even weaker. So yeah, he fucked up his right leg, right? So he might fuck up the other leg. We don't know. Well, hopefully nothing like that happens. What overall on this first comment of Alex? Since he's not able to be on today, he is leaving comments right now on the chat. What are your thoughts on this? What he said? He's looking like a good team player, but the shoulder injury looks scary.
No, I mean, he's right. Like any injury. And as a coach, I know his other comment that he made, Coach McCarthy, like he's scared and he looks more scared than everybody else. But overall, he's a team player in the sense of, he's going to practice. He's showing what he can do. He's showing that progression in his injury. Hey, I'm here. I'm here to lead the team. I'm here to play strong, show that I'm able to lead this team to a Super Bowl. That's the Cowboys mentality. But
yeah, we don't talk about that.
No matter what injury it is, I mean, it's scary for any player, especially when you're playing fantasy. It's we saw that last year where most of the top running backs that got drafted, either they didn't play like we thought they did because of an injury, or they were literally out because of an injury.
But to be fair, too, they didn't have a preseason. They didn't have a real training camp. So this year, I think it'll be a little different. Hopefully, everything's good. But overall, guys, if you're watching, the Cowboys on Hard Knocks, I'll say check it out. Even if you're not a Cowboys fan, definitely check it out. Definitely a lot of interesting stories are definitely going to be coming from all this stuff. Let's keep one last comment here from Alex. Prescott on the pinch count throughout the rest of the preseason, meaning little throws during practice. Yeah, I can see that. There's not really much for Dak to do moving forward, but I think they'll be like how we said, I think they're still going to win the division. It's a tough division to really like calculate because The Giants are getting in brawls where the fucking QB's at the bottom of the pile. Washington, I'm not sure what's going to happen there because it's Washington. Nobody knows. And then Philadelphia, well, the dynasty that was supposed to be is no longer there, and they're relying on Jalen Hurts. So moving on, Art, since we're talking right now a little bit about the NFC, let's move on to your Bears. Right now, we got to see some highlights. We got to see some Justin Fields on the field for the first time in the Bears uniform. Overall, what were your thoughts on the highlights you saw there? Yes, you have a jersey of Justin Fields. Man, I won it for my Pats, but why don't you tell me your thoughts on Justin Fields in his first preseason game?
No, I'm not talking Justin Fields up or anything. I'm a Bears fan. Everyone knows it. I think everyone who listens to the podcast knows that I'm a Chicago fan, period. But from what I saw from all the top quarterbacks that got drafted on the NFL draft day, I think I would probably put Justin Fields as the number one. I will probably go Trey Lance, then Zach Wilson, then Trevor Lawrence. That's how I would probably stage them as like who had like the best or who showed the most progression or who
you're saying week one performance or preseason
week one performances. Like Justin Field, yes, he took that or I believe he got an early fumble or something like that at the beginning of the game. Okay. But from there he kind of recovered. He he walked in that touchdown and then he threw that touchdown wide open. Yet again, I know it's preseason, but it looked like he was visualizing the field. With Trey Lance, same thing, like they hadn't seen any quarterback throw more than an 80-yard pass. So not even in season, but like preseason wise, like he was able to do that. So I believe these two quarterbacks are going to be the franchise quarterback down the future.
So let's go on that, since right now we do have what's going on. We have the 5 first rounders pretty much getting some playing time, like you mentioned: Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Mac Jones. Are any of them really looking to you as QB1 for week 1? Honestly, like any of them looking like they're ready to start? Clearly, I think Zach Wilson's going to start. That's a given because there's really no one else in New York. But other than that, do you really see any of the other 4 competitors? Now, there's a lot of question with Trevor Lawrence. They're saying, oh, for sure, he's going to start. He's guaranteed. But he didn't have a really great showing week 1 or preseason, which I know is preseason, but still, it was not a good showing.
No, like Alex said, like he did look rough the first 3 series, and then he went after that 2-minute, But I think as an NFL fan, we just expected that number 1 QB off the board to say, you know what, I'm going to take the field. I'm going to be ready. And he's been trained since high school to be an NFL quarterback. Trevor Lawrence has been for that moment. And I believe he had his moment and his O-line didn't help him. It's not the quarterback. It was his O-line. I believe Alex would agree with me, and you might agree with me. The pace from college to the NFL, the game is different. So I believe we were all expecting the QB1 to do something better. And the QBs that got drafted later, like Mac Jones, I think Mac Jones did a great job. I'm excited to see him.
I wouldn't say great. I'd say good for him.
Better than Trevor Lawrence in a way.
Right, but let's think about this too. And I was we were talking about this last night when we were all hanging out together. Us and our wives.
Yeah. We got cut out. We got cut out short.
Right, for real. We were talking about how essentially Trevor Lawrence doesn't have an O-line yet, right? Like that's why there's a lot of speculation. Is he really going to start? Because does Urban Meyer really want to put this man at risk? Does he want to put his future? Because this is what Urban Meyer's first run as an NFL coach, I believe. So is he really going to put out his best future the same way Joe Burrow was put out last year? And while Joe Burrow was fantastic, no one's questioning him. That O-line sucked ass. And his ligaments got torn up, like to the point that we talked about it. He's not playing with as much confidence as he did last year. There's questions about Joe Burrow. And I don't blame him. You got your leg freaking split up. Now, not to the point like Dak did, but the fact is, those ligament tears, they put a little fear on you.
Yeah.
So, if you were the coach of the Jaguars, are you putting Trevor Lawrence out there week 1?
I think Alex made a good comment. Like for the quarterback to start week 1, he needs to be composed in the pocket. Like they don't need to look riled up. And I feel like 3 out of those QBs look ready to take the start in week 1. Mm-hmm. However, like I know the Bears, they're not going to start Justin Fields week 1. Why? Because it's the Rams. That's a crazy defense, and I know we were talking about it for fantasy, but I don't think I would want my QB1 starting the first 2 games of the actual season, just because it's like, okay, it could happen, like you said, no, Joe Burrow's injury could happen to either one of these guys, and especially if you're like riled up and you're just going to be running around, it does not look great for your future.
Yeah. So I'll give you my points right now for each one. Trevor Lawrence, I think, will end up being QB1 week 1. I just still think you're going to try to sell tickets. The Khan family, who owns the Jaguars, they're going to try to sell tickets, and they're going to try to keep him out there the best they can. He's going to force Urban Meyer to try to put out the best. If not, Trevor Lawrence has a bright future in AEW All Elite Wrestling. So the Khan family can still pay him. No, but I think he'll have a good season. I think we're still predicting like 3-13, 4-12, because let's just face it, it's the Jags. But I think they'll have a few upside. Just keep them protected. That's all you have to do.
I didn't see. Sorry to cut you off, but I didn't see. How did ATN do? Did he play any of the?
I'm pretty sure. Like on that part, I didn't focus so much on the on them, but I mean he's getting up there. Think about it. Like it's gonna be a rough go. So I mean Etienne he's showing hustle, man. He's gonna ball out. He's clearly gonna be RB1. The game plan's gonna be clearly around him. I just don't see, I don't see how they're gonna protect them both, though. That's the only thing. They gotta get to release the ball quick. They're gonna have to do it Brady style. Get the ball, release. Roger style. Get the ball, release. Make it quick. He's got to do it in quick fashion. These players, he's got some talented wide receivers. He got some talented running backs. They've got to make plays quick. Route running, freaking whatever you got to do. Just protect your quarterback in any way, and that's how you do it. And I'll be honest, like the difference between this team and Joe Burrow had to rely on one running back. His name is Joe Mixon, and that dude's on the freaking IR list almost all year long. So. But overall, on the players, Mac Jones, I think he did all right. I don't think he did like great, fantastic. Yes, he got 13 passes completed, but only for 87 yards. That's not much, man. Like you might as well.
That's one throw of Trey Lance.
You might as well be like one check, freaking check down every fucking play for one drive. I mean, Jesus Christ. But he looks composed. He looks accurate. I mean, honestly, it would have been a lot more had that pass not been dropped. It was a dime. It was beautiful, but player dropped it. So whatever. Trey Lance, not the best showing, I'll be honest. While I do think he's a future, 5 of 14, it's a little rough. It shows a little bit of inaccuracy, a little more things that need to be tightened up. But that's okay because the Niners still have Jimmy Garoppolo, and that's a good fallback. That's a guy that led them to the Super Bowl. No matter what you think about it, went to the Super Bowl. You want to comment on this one?
Man, I was watching some of the recaps on this one, and man, he like pile drive that linebacker, man. Did you like? It was crazy. He like.
Tebow didn't know. Tebow didn't know where he was going most of his routes. What are you talking about? They told him. They tell him go right. He went backwards. Like shit. Like bad. What are you? Like, he's gonna pile drive himself into the unemployment line real quick because there's no logical reason why this man should make the 53-man roster. There's just no logical reason. It's all publicity. Khan family is going to make this all publicity if he's on the 53-man roster for the Jaguars. This is ridiculous. He shouldn't be in the NFL no more. Don't know what's going on. This is, I don't know. Let me give you another more quick thoughts. Zach Wilson, all right. He's what we expected from this BYU kid. Will it really lead anywhere? No, I don't think so. I think the same thing as Trevor Lawrence. It's the O-line's going to be risky. He's going to be in danger. We don't know exactly where they are with their running back situation. They're kind of like, eh. So who knows? We'll see how that goes. All right, let's move on. Preseason is still going on, of course. So we've talked about Cowboys. We've talked about the 5 rookies, quarterbacks. Give me your thoughts on overall, how do I say this? Who's your bust coming into the NFL season after 1 week of preseason? What is looking like a bust to you?
Just overall, wide receiver, QB, running back.
It doesn't matter. Anything. Just anything preseason. Like, what does it? Any teams look like a bust to you? Just give me your random thought. Alex, you're on the comments. Send me who you think might be a bust right now.
I think
that you thought was doing better. That you thought was going to do better, but so far hasn't shown you that.
I honestly thought that Miami was going to do better.
Okay.
And Tua just looked the same. I mean, yeah, he made some minor improvements, but to me, it's just the same thing that we saw at the end of last season. He looks a little lost. So
you expected him to get better, but they're saying stagnant. That's what you're saying?
I honestly thought that they had a chance at possibly getting a wild card spot or maybe winning the division.
I didn't think that far, but okay.
Like they have good weapons. They have Waddle, they have Parker, they have Will Fuller, Mike Gesicki, their tight end. What's his name?
No, you said it right.
Yeah, Mike Gesicki, but the running back, Gaskin. So I thought that they were going to do well. I know their cornerback is asking for a trade, so it looks like the team is kind of crumbling down.
They got that settled, thankfully, for Xavier Howard. They got that settled. But
yeah, I thought better. I was expecting more of that. That they were going to do better, and I don't see that. I was a little disappointed.
I think the bust for me, or at least like early on bust, right? Like nothing like big spectacular. I think it's the Vikings. And I'll say the Vikings because I have them pretty high, or at least when we were discussing preseason talks, which I kind of want. Damn it, Alex, I want you back on because I wanted to talk about like our predictions and stuff, but we can do that in a few weeks or so, like our actual predictions because we had some early ones going on. But I think it's the Vikings. And it's more because of the defense. It has nothing to do with their offense. I think if you pick up their offensive guys like on fantasy, or if you just believe in them, they'll give you. I think they'll be this year's Cowboys. I think they'll be that team that sucks on defense but pushing really tough on offense. You got Dalvin Cook, you got freaking Justin Jefferson, you got Adam Thielen. Kirk Cousins is not a bad quarterback. He's a little above average, but he's not the worst. Man, but
yeah, no, I see what you're talking about. It is kind of sad though. I mean, it's great for me, for my division, but yeah, it's just the other team that kind of looks a little. Hey, and I believe we kind of knew that the Detroit Lions. I don't think they're gonna do anything either. Like I think it's just gonna be another bust for Jared Goff on that. To be completely honest with you.
Yeah. Alex, correct me if I'm wrong. Are you talking about Rondale Moore? I think that's what he's talking about. I thought, for whatever reason, in my head, I thought Elijah Moore, but I know he don't give a damn about Elijah Moore. I think I'm propping in my head Elijah Moore than I probably should because it's his Jets. But I mean, anyways. But no, Detroit Lions. I mean, come on, bro. I think we still got them winless for the most part. I mean, we're talking about Goff. The Rams got rid of Goff, and now he's there. They got Swift, he's good, but they got Hawkinson, who's not healthy, and they lost both their wide receivers that were the only thing keeping them kind of relevant. Penei Sewell did not look the greatest in his first matchup, so hopefully he gets better, and I think he will. I just don't. I mean, you got a vet versus him, and follow it. It's gonna happen, but
yeah. One that
But
I'm excited to see though, how it works out is the Broncos.
why is that?
Because I don't think any of us had the Broncos on our radar unless that trade with Aaron Rodgers happened. I'm
I
not
s-
saying luck is like oh it's the future of the Broncos, but he seemed all right. You know, he did what he should have done. But the defense, I mean, I haven't seen the Broncos play defense since a good 2 years, 3 years.
but think about this though. The defense to me has always been a good pillar. Like
Right?
they're strong, they're good. But you get worn the fuck out when your QB, when your running backs, when your wide receivers, your O line can't freaking keep themselves on the field. And the fact that they're three and out, three and out, three and out. Oh, okay. They, fucking 6, 7 plays for fucking, 12 yards. That's all you got. And then the defense is back out. The defense has always been solid. The defense has always been solid. That's not their problem. They can't get a QB to save their life. Not in free agency or in freaking drafts. The wide receivers, they have good wide receivers. Cortland Sutton, if he wasn't hurt last year, I think Jerry Judy balls out a little better. Honestly, Jerry Judy needs that distraction because he's a clear wide receiver too.
Yeah.
Cortland Sutton is a clear wide receiver 1. Noah Fant's not a bad tight end. I mean, that he's good. But it's the QBs and it's the O line. It's those things alone, and the running backs, bro. Melvin Gordon is not the same guy he used to be, like he was in San Diego. I'm sorry, Chargers,
No.
whatever. Freaking who else? Philip Lindsay left for the Texans. He was all right. He was trying to be, the big one, but I don't trust Drew Lock. I don't trust Drew
And
Lock.
I think it's the same. If we look at it, it's the same thing that happened with the Bears the past 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years. I mean, they had good weapons. It's just their quarterback sucked. They had a great defense, but you can't keep the defense on it all the time.
The defense is just gonna get worn out. They can do their job, but they're just gonna get worn out more and more and just get picked apart. I mean, geez. I mean, ask a Chiefs fan, ask a Raiders fan, ask a freaking Chargers fan. They're wearing them out with ease at this point. I mean, just honestly, I'm sorry, Broncos. I'm fans. I mean, I want y'all to do better too, but the play calling, the QB, the O line, and it needs to pick up. Art, I want to say this. A bust, a real bust, the Colts. I think the Colts have fallen like bad. And I'm not saying they can't make the playoffs or make a wild card or they'll even be good this season. I'm saying you relied on a freaking one-legged freaking QB to come save your life. And that dude's gonna be supposedly out either 5 to 12 weeks. No guarantee what the fuck that really. What does that average to? What am I seeing
He's gonna
here?
play,
Then?
but he's gonna play. He said.
Oh my god, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know, but
I mean,
I think did we both have the Colts in the playoffs, right? When we predicted, we did, right? We had them, so
yep.
I think that's gonna leave an open spot, and see that makes it easier for my Patriots. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, y'all doubted the Patriots. I had to talk you and Alex into it. I had to mention how the damn defense is gonna be back, and they're not, hiding from COVID, and that's fine. I'm okay with it. They did that last year. We're not gonna go 7-9. They're going to the playoffs. I'm gonna talk my shit right now. Okay, you know what? Let me talk my shit. Let me talk my shit.
Who do you think is gonna make it from theirs? Just the Bills and the Patriots, then?
Yeah.
You think that's gonna be the two sure?
The Dolphins. You know what? The Dolphins can be the. Yes, you're right, Alex. He said right here. He had the Titans. You're right. We had the Colts. We're idiots. Sorry. I apologize to King Henry. Anyways, okay. If I'm gonna say my list, Alex, type in your list. I'm gonna say my AFC list right now, and I'm just not even gonna say wild card or what division. Bills, Patriots, Browns, Ravens, Titans. What does that leave me with? 2 more spots, right? Because it's 7. Chiefs, Chargers. There you go. That's my 7. That's my 7. That's my 7 for the AFC. Because I mean, y'all can talk all your shit you want about the Pats, I saw Quincy Avery, quarterback guru, freaking talk shit about the Pats. Man, do you understand? The Patriots did not have all their fucking players last year, man. You know how tough to play with a freaking limited roster? We should have gone 3-13. We should have gone 4-12. We lucky as fuck. We got 7-9 because that team is fucking good. When you have Bill Belichick, the GOAT coach of the NFL, on freaking telling y'all what to fucking do. Y'all do not freaking understand. Yes, Tom Brady is a GOAT. Yes, Tom Brady got a 7 championship. I'm saying 6. Whoa, I'm thinking, hey, well, he got his 7 championship, but he got us 6 of those. Belichick also got us 6. Come on, man. Like, y'all don't understand. You gotta stop disrespecting.
It wasn't about disrespect, like I think we didn't know what the future was gonna be with Cam Newton. Where are they gonna draft a QB? You wanted Fields in the Patriots. I'm glad they got Mac Jones.
Yeah, you're glad. Yes, you're glad.
No, but I'm glad because he does remind me a lot of like that pocket quarterback. He plays a lot like what Belichick wants to run. But like Alex said, like there's no excuses for the quarterbacks like any now. Now they have to play. They have solid weapons around them. So if they don't have an O-line, most of these QBs now, they got their legs, so they can run it out. They can.
But like I told y'all before too, and I think he'll be QB1 starting in week 1. Cam was balling out before he got COVID.
Oh yeah.
He had, and now Alex has the same list as me, by the way. So we're in a full agreement there, and I think you might be in agreement with us too. But that list.
No, I believe it's gonna be Bills, Patriots, Chiefs, Chargers, Ravens, Browns, and then Titans.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go back to it. Cam Newton was balling out. He beat the Dolphins, which is supposed to be a Brian Flores defense specialty. He beat them week 1, bro. Possibly one of the games of the year, top 3 in my book. Pats versus Seahawks. My God, it comes to the final play, like legitimately. Like Cam was balling out, and then what happens? Then he wins on the following week, and then after that he gets COVID. The Patriots bye season starts early as fuck. They're not ready for it. Cam is not healthy coming back. Injuries, of course, riddle the team, and it just moves on. We lost Edelman after what? Fucking like week 3, week 4. Like he was out, and now he's retired. So you see, people that doubted the Pats, y'all need to calm down. Y'all need to understand that it's Pats season again. Okay, they're gonna go make it back to the postseason. I'm not saying they're winning the Super Bowl. I ain't going that crazy. But the postseason, come on, let's give some respect to the 6-time champs. Come on, just saying.
No, and now that like they've upgraded their weapons, they're not crazy weapons, but they got 2 tight ends. They got 2 great tight ends. They have Jonnu and Henry.
Do you not see my eyes? They got some crazy weapons. Jonnu Smith is crazy. Hunter Henry, if he can stay healthy, he crazy. Nelson Aguilar. Ever since
you said they were great weapons, you said like, I'd rather have like Julio Jones, Michael Thomas.
Okay, if I could have
things like that. But
if I could,
Hill.
Okay. First of all, I did not say those words. You are not quoting me in any way, not even paraphrasing anything, right? Yes, if I had the all-pro team, yes, I would take them. No, fool. I'm saying, there's a little more options out there. They could have gotten a little better, but they spent money wisely. They spread it out, and they got a lot of weapons. I didn't know where Edelman was. Edelman hadn't even retired yet, so we didn't even know where he was. So I think they balanced it out better.
Who is going to break out in your team? I think N'Keal Harry might break out.
The man who asked for a trade, I think he'll break out and leave to another team. Anyways, okay. I'm talking about Pats.
That would be hilarious.
I think we're talking about the Pats. Thank you guys for your patience. We are moving on from our scheduled regular program or to our regular scheduled program. Anywho,
so do you want to give your list for the NFC?
All right, so we got a list. All right, so now that Aaron Rodgers is back, I think that makes the huge difference on the list. So if I have to go with a list now for that, I still got the Cowboys, but I think that's honestly going to be my only pick coming off the freaking East for the NFC. I don't think there's just any options for anyone else. Washington could do it. I think Washington could be the other team possibly, but I'm going to stick with the Cowboys. Packers, I don't know if there's another team on the division. I'm sorry. All right, I don't know yet. Okay, I want to say Bears. I'm going to say Bears. I'm going to say Bears for now. Packers, Bears from the North. Buccaneers guarantee for the freaking South. I mean, it's just what else? They're the champions. And then that leaves me with 3 spots. And I think that's going to be Niners, Seahawks, Rams. That's my list.
Yeah, so for mine would be the Packers and the Bears, the Cowboys, the Bucks, and in the NFC West, man,
that's a stacked division, bro. That's the division.
I feel that I know the Rams are going to make it. Rams are going to make it. If the 49ers stay healthy.
That's not who you're freaking doubting. That's still pissing me off. Y'all still pissing me off with that.
If the 49ers stay healthy, they'll make it. The ones that I'm like, and I'm doubting the 49ers and the Cardinals. I know the Seahawks will make it, though.
Oh, okay.
But it's between the Cardinals and the 49ers. And I know we saw this with oh, look, so Alex said Rams, Cardinals, 49ers, Packers, Bears, Giants, Bucks.
He said Giants. I'm surprised by that. Did you not see that clip of their practice?
So he's saying the Seahawks don't make it.
Oh,
and because it's so stacked, that's why I'm like, man, like I know the Rams will make it. Cardinals, I'm kind of iffy about it, but I'm between the 49ers and the Seahawks to make it. And if the 49ers don't stay healthy, I know the Cardinals are gonna take that spot. But
so what's your list again? So it's Packers, Bears.
It's gonna be Packers, Bears, Bucks, Cowboys, Rams, Seahawks, and then one of the 2, Cardinals or 49ers, depending
pick
on
Pick one. Just pick one.
I would probably pick the 49ers.
Okay. So so our list is pretty much the same. And Alex is saying not the Seahawks. I mean, my God, what brave soul he is to say that Russell Wilson cannot get his team to the postseason. I don't understand the doubt. I don't know what it is. I'm not saying.
And he's saying the Cowboys will not make it. The Giants will.
Okay, it's the NFC least. I mean, that's fine. I'm not gonna argue that. I'm not gonna try to defend the Cowboys. I let Cowboys fans be that critique. But the Seahawks? Really? We're still doubting the Seahawks? We're doubting Russell Wilson? Come on, man. Come on. Russell Wilson, though. That's fine. Let him cry and whine about their contract disputes. Let him cry about all this stuff. I don't care. We're talking about a Russell Wilson-led team. The Bears tried to get him before they could get Fields. Freaking Texans were probably trying to get him. The Broncos were probably trying to get him because this man will take you there. You're going to tell me a guy with DK Metcalf in his corner, if you can keep Chris Carson healthy in his corner, fucking Tyler Lockett in his spectacular plays where he shows up once every fucking 4 weeks. Like, you're not going to tell me that? Like, come on, man. Like, y'all are doubting how great he doesn't have to win the Super Bowls every year, but he's a guy that just like Drew Brees, like Aaron Rodgers, he'll get that team to the postseason when he's healthy. If you told me Russell Wilson was hurt, all bets are off. Hell no. Seahawks, get the fuck out of here. But Russell Wilson, that's all I need to rely on. That's all I need to believe in. Like to just I think it's nuts, but he's not the only one. I know there's people I've talked to, like at work and stuff, and they said the Seahawks. And I'm just like, bro, Russell Wilson.
I think everyone's looking at the moves that they make off season. That's what I feel a lot of people are like looking at. Like some of the teams that we named out, they're like, oh, they upgraded their weapons, they upgraded their QB, they upgraded their O-lines, they upgraded their defense. We didn't really see that much of the Seahawks apart from the smoke that's coming out of it. Like it's all the doubt, the coaching staff, the players, but hey, maybe that's what they need. Maybe they're going to prove people are wrong. And that's just like a smoke screen to say, you know what, like, hey, don't pay attention to us. Let us do our stuff. And then we're going to continue and run through all of y'all. Similar what the Packers did, like who knew that Rodgers was going to stay? And he said in his conference, I'm just trying to make up for all the good players. We should get played. We should get paid. So we didn't think the Packers were going to make it, but now that Rodgers stayed and there's no more smoke on it, we're like, hey, Adams and Jones and Aaron Jones, it's going to be like crazy.
Yeah, the Packers are back going to be a top 4 team. They easily could be in the NFC Championship. I don't want to go this far, but do you see Packers Bucks again in the NFC Championship? Like legitimately, I know you're a Bears fan, but can you legitimately see that?
I could legitimately see that.
But is that your prediction?
No.
No. Okay.
My prediction, I don't think the Packers will make it. And it's not because I'm a Bears fan. Like, nah, like that's not why.
You think it's a drama?
I think it's a drama. And I think Rodgers is gonna play hella good. Like he's gonna put on points on the scoreboard. I think he's gonna be a great piece on the offense. But I don't think the coaches are gonna let him do what he wants to do, and he's gonna make calls that are gonna piss off the coaches, and they're gonna end up switching him in and out with Kevin Love. And I think that's where the mistake is gonna be. That's where it's gonna be another Miami, but with the Packers. And I hate saying that because I love the Packers offense, even though they kick our ass all the time. But I feel like they're gonna, if they trade him out next year because of that new contract, they're gonna play Kevin Love in.
Kevin Love, Jordan Love.
My bad.
You went NBA and Cleveland all on me. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Sorry, man.
You're good. You're good. We're live, pal.
I know, dude. It shows how much I hate the Packers. But no, like I honestly think that it's gonna be one of those where he's gonna start play calling, and they're gonna say, "Nah, this is you can't do that," and they're just gonna be switching them. So it's gonna really screw up.
So I have a bold prediction. So you know how last time we talked about it, we said the NFC North has the toughest schedule this season, right? I think Packers start. You don't have to quote me on this, but you can. So you can hold me accountable. I think they start the first 10 weeks undefeated. I think they start at least the first 10. And I'm saying that because right now on the graph, we have Alex saying that don't be surprised if they start slow. I don't think that. I actually don't think. I think he's gonna come out pissed.
So
and I think the team is motivated.
So preseason. So you think they're gonna beat the Lions?
Preseason or regular season? What you mean?
Regular season, sorry. They're gonna beat the Lions. They're gonna beat the 49ers. They're gonna beat the Steelers.
That won't be 50-50, but yes. Yes, Steelers, yes.
Bengals, of course.
They beat the Saints, by the way, in week 1.
Yeah.
They beat the Bengals, yeah.
So Saints, Lions, 49ers, Steelers, Bengals.
The Niners is the most challenging one, but yeah, so far.
You don't think the Steelers?
No.
Because of the defense?
They got Big Ben, bro. I ain't worried.
Bengals, Bears.
And they're at home.
In Washington.
That's the first 7. So
Cardinals,
that's undefeated. Okay, so I'll say this: not the Saints, the Niners and the Chiefs are the only ones I'd worry about. That's it. That's it. That's serious. For the first 10, that's serious.
10 would be the Seahawks.
That's serious. Yeah, they beat the Seahawks.
And you think after that it's the Packers, Rams, the Bears again, Ravens,
after that, it could be whatever. But I think the first 10, that's going to be my bold pick. If I had to make a prediction, they start 10 now. They started. I'm not saying how they finish it. I'm saying that's how they started. I'm not saying that's going to be easy because you got the Chiefs and the Niners and that shit. And you might think other teams might upset them. Yeah. I don't.
I think the only one that may upset them, like you said, it would be the 49ers and
the Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
Because they're in Arrowhead. But here's the thing too. I think they can beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I think the Packers, if we're talking about I'm not saying the Chiefs didn't get any better possibly during this offseason and stuff like that, but look at this is the same Chiefs. And for the most part, they got schooled by the Bucs. And if Aaron Rodgers is pissed, and I think he's coming in angry this season, I think he could beat them. And I think he can start 10-0. I'm not saying they're going to finish first in the NFC. I'm not saying they're going to freaking win the Super Bowl. I'm saying they're going to come in hungry. I think Aaron Rodgers is pissed. Randall Cobb is back as wide receiver 3. I think Allen Lazard is clearly number 2, and Devontae Adams number 1. And you got Aaron Jones. You got freaking Tunyon still, Robert Tunyon as your tight end. The defense, it's going to let you down a little bit. Sometimes.
Do you see that they want to get what's his name back?
Nope. Clay Matthews. Keep him in fucking Pitch Perfect too. Whatever. Keep him away. Don't do it. Don't do it. I mean, is he back to full health? Is he back to being prime Matthews? If not, no. Keep him out. You don't have to bend to the knee that badly, Packers. But no, that's my bold pick. You got any bold picks? Yeah, that's mine. Alex, if you want to throw out there your bold pick too, do it. Let me know. And if you disagree with me that they'll start 10-0, please tell me. Tell me, brother. But yeah, I've got them.
I don't know what other like ball pick. I mean, I would.
Oh, here's one. Here's one. You're not. How do you feel about this? The Chiefs don't finish first in the AFC.
Oh no. Yeah, no, I don't think they'll finish first in the AFC.
Oh, really? You don't think so either? Why is that? Okay,
no.
You tell me why you.
I believe the Bills are going to finish first.
I agree.
I know the Browns are hungry too after what they did last season, so I believe that they're coming back on that. And
I wouldn't put that. I wouldn't go Browns over Chiefs, by the way. But okay,
I believe the Browns and the Titans and the Patriots have a better, and the Chargers have a better chance of coming out too than the Chiefs. I don't think they're going to finish first or two.
Okay, you just said something more bold. Did you just say the Chargers over the Chiefs? Are you saying Chargers over Chiefs in the division?
I'm saying Patriots, Chargers, Browns, or Titans over the Chiefs.
So you're okay. So, but are you saying? And I'm dimming it down. I'm making it smaller. Are you saying Chargers over Chiefs in the same division?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh boy, that's the bold prediction. That's what I want to hear from you, Papas. That's what I want to hear. I like that. So I like that. I mean, I'm not believing it that the Chargers will beat them in the division, but I like that bold prediction. I like that you're sticking to that. That's nice. That's nice. That's a good bold prediction. That's a good one. I don't believe you, but I mean, I don't believe that that's going to happen. But and we got someone who's he's really believing in the Titans this year.
They're a great team, but I don't know if to read into it too much.
They got Bud Dupree for the defense and Julio Jones for the offense. I don't know, man. He might actually have a point.
Just watch us blow us out of the water.
Hey, man, I'm just saying. I'm glad I'm drafting fourth in our fantasy football league.
since you're we're making ball predictions and our NFL draft is coming up.
Okay.
You know who's gonna be drafting with? I know the ADP and everything's crazy. Would you want to make a ball prediction on which players are gonna get drafted on that first and second round? Who is gonna pick what?
Like you're talking about individually, who each of the guys gonna pick?
Yeah, just to see who's gonna go off the board first.
Not that it matters, right? Because I'm first round fourth, and then for this league, I'm ninth in the second round. So okay. Oh, so you want me to give you my list too? You want me to tell you who I'm going to get?
Yeah. Who do you think is going to go number one? Do you think?
Oh, I mean it's going to be McCaffrey. I think it's still McCaffrey. I know
you've been saying that Mr. Alex Mantilla might go with Henry since he was his champion from last year.
So yeah, we discussed it right before we started the episode. I said because the champ who went 10th last year, last in our 10-man league last year, he got Derrick Henry and it led him to a championship. I think he can still pick up Henry. That's a very still possibility, but I think he's going to pick McCaffrey. If you have a healthy McCaffrey, that dude will he could possibly carrying that Panthers team get you almost 400 freaking fantasy points for the whole year.
With Sam Darnold, though.
Yes. Yeah. Here's the thing. Y'all are doubting Sam Darnold like he didn't play for the fucking Jets. Anybody playing for the Jets, bro, you leave the Jets, you are in heaven. Are you not? Like, think about this, bro. Like,
do you think he's going to be great? Like, do you think he's going to do good? Not great, but just good.
Sam Darnold?
Yeah.
I think he'll be good. I don't think great. I'm not expecting great. Why would I expect great? Like, he's got to redeem himself. He's got to wash that stank of being a Jets player for freaking 3 seasons? He's got to wash off that stank, bro. Like, come on now. Alex, you're crazy, bro. By the way, you ain't gonna I'm sorry, bro. You ninth pick. Okay, you ain't gonna beat me. I'll tell you right now. You ain't gonna beat me.
I do like his second comment though about Matthew Stafford going to be throwing big numbers in fantasy.
That's fine. That's fine. You could do that all
I like
you
that
want.
comment. I don't know about the other one.
Man, he ain't gonna do it, bro. Okay, I'll tell you. As a two-time champ, as a guy who's been in the top 3 the last 4 seasons, bro, don't even try, bro. Don't be in. 5 seasons if you think about it, because I've been to the finals 4 straight years and won 2 of them. So don't even start, bro. Don't even start. You know, you don't want that. You don't want that smoke. You ain't ready for that.
Pick number 2 is Kevin Y11.
All right, Kevin Isais. I mean, that man's a Cowboys fan. That man might just pick Zeke for all I know. If I had to predict, my second top player coming out the draft, it's going to be a Dalvin Cook.
Okay,
Why not Dalvin
I agree
Cook?
with you on that one.
Why not Dalvin Cook? I mean, that man can pass catch. That man could run through people. Like, why not? Definitely. So I'm thinking he's going to go with Cook if I had to predict. Third is what?
That Purple Cobras.
Former champion, Fabian Mantilla, Alex's brother. That man.
He drafted McCaffrey last year.
Yeah, and then he got hurt and it fucked up his whole entire roster. And Miles Sanders got hurt, and that's who he picked up second, I think, or third.
Yeah.
Third overall, he'll probably go Kamara. I can see it. And I'll pick up Henry. That's fine. I mean, that's where we're going. Those legitimate. If those are not the first 4 off your board in every fantasy you're doing, someone fucked up. Someone fucked up. It's Henry, CMC, Cook, and freaking Kamara. Those are your 4. It doesn't matter what order you want to go with. Those are your starting 4. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're in a fantasy league and they're not the first 4, someone fucked up. You have to pick those guys. After that, the running backs, they're tier 1. You drop straight down to tier low 2s, 3s, right there the rest of the way. If you don't pick up those, if you go ahead and get Tyreek Hill or Devontae Adams in the first 4 spots, you should fucking ask for a refund because you don't deserve to be in fantasy football. I'm telling you that right now. You fucking loco. I swear to God, if any of you pick Patrick Mahomes in the first round, I'll smack the shit out of you. I don't give a fuck if you're family or not. You know who I'm talking to, my boss. I love you. But if you pick Patrick Mahomes in the first round, I am smacking you. I'll replace you with Jesse right away. It's okay. I love you, Marco. Anyways, moving on.
At number 5.
That's where you can go with the wide receivers.
Nice.
But Nick Chubb. As a guy who had Nick Chubb last year, and I believe in Nick Chubb. I've been telling you this.
Yep.
Nick Chubb is the guy. He can pass catch, not as much as Kareem Hunt for the Browns, but he can run through you. Nick Chubb is my number 5.
So I'm my number 5.
You are.
I would probably go with Aaron Jones.
I gave
to be honest with you,
and that's fine. And this is the next set of 4 that I think should be off the board. And I gave you this list, and I'm giving it to everybody: Nick Chubb, Aaron Jones, Tyreek Hill,
and
Devontae Adams. Yes, because Saquon Barkley cannot even stay healthy, bro. Last year, gone. The year before that, gone for like 10 freaking weeks in the freaking regular season. Of course, Nick Chubb threw, bro. We're talking about the Giants O-line, but this man believes the Giants will make.
That's what you said with Prescott, and I this is the exact example of that. You know, he had his ankle injury. He played on it. He didn't care about it. I'm not that he didn't care about it, but he played on not a 100% ankle. Yeah. And yet again, all NFL players don't play 100%. Any sport person will tell you you're never going to play at 100%.
Never.
So he played at maybe 90, 85% on that ankle, and he messed up his knee. So if he's not 100%, he has a high risk of injury. And that's one of the reasons why I don't like. At number 5, I would not pick up Saquon nor Zeke.
They're not, bro.
I don't trust either one of those two.
Here's the thing. Great players their first year, maybe even second or whatever. But Saquon's been hurt after his first year. Like, so it's not. It's tough. Saquon needs to. It's a prove yourself year. It's his 4th year in the league. He needs to. Okay, he got hurt for 6 weeks and yet still ended up top 5 in the freaking running backs. Come on, bro. You don't want the smoke. I'm telling you don't want the smoke about the stats, bro. Like, you're talking about Nick Chubb, who was out 6 weeks and still ended up in the top 10.
Yeah.
Dude, what? He's still tier 1. He was out 6 weeks. Imagine if he had those 6 weeks. We're not talking about King Henry. We're not. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Last year, we're not talking about King Henry. We're talking about Chubb.
Yep.
And as a chubby guy, believe it.
Yeah. No. He. No one's gonna stop him on that. I think at number 6, Zeke might go just because of who's drafting there. Mike Ward, another Cowboys fan. If he doesn't go out on second, I think he goes off
after talking to that man, after talking to a beautiful soul that is Mike Gonzalez. I don't think he's actually going to go with Zeke. This was happening when follow him guys at Cookie Monsters. By the way, he'll get honestly like he's a guy that'll go on sneakers, multiple device, and all this shit. Get you some shoes. Props to him. Got me some Air Force Ones, the Space Jam editions with Bugs Bunny and Lola. So good shit there. But anyways, we were talking about it. Now, I don't think he's trusting Zeke as much this year. I could be wrong. That was a few weeks ago, so maybe he might change his mind. Maybe Hard Knocks put him back into it.
Hill might go. I think Hill or Adams goes on 6, but
or like you said, if you pick Aaron Jones or Nick Chubb, right, on your part, he picks the other. He could.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a very possibility. I'm saying those are the next 4 that need to go. So no particular order.
Oh no, number 7, Starcher.
I mean,
that's my friend Brian.
Yeah, it's your boy Brian, Pats fan, decor. I mean, Tom Brady. No, I'm just kidding. Devontae Adams. I think Devontae Adams will be the guy.
Yep.
And then after that, Hill goes 8 to Nick, right? Nick
Cruz, number 9.
And then number 9, that's Alex. Alex, why don't you tell us who you're gonna pick? I mean, I can give you the list of like who I think would be there, but you know what? He'll pick Saquon. Saquon will fall there, and that's where I think he'll pick. Alex, if you're a man of your word, if Saquon falls to you at 9, you better pick him up. I don't want to hear this that that Chubb is not better than him. No. You better pick him up if he's at 9. I want to hear that. I don't want you to pick up Zeke. I want you to pick up Saquon Barkley.
Now, if I were him at 9, I think even at 9 or 10, I would probably draft Kelsey. I think I would pull in and go with Kelsey in the first round.
A great GM doesn't reveal his secrets. Papa's your number 9. The first top 8 players are gone. What secrets? Who are you hiding from? Who are you hiding from? Get out of here with that nonsense, bro. You at 9. Like, don't worry about that. Don't worry. You don't have to reveal. But I know. If it's Saquon falls, I know who you're picking up. Because I'm going to hold you to it.
So would you pick up Kelsey at 9? So we're saying Jones, 6 Chubb, just saying, and then Hill, and then Adams.
I'm not picking up Kelsey the first round. I don't care where his ADP goes. I'm not picking up Kelsey. Here's what. Actually, you know what? It's tough. It's tough. Here's why I don't want to do this. You have other spots to fill. You have so limited. Now, here's the thing. This is why I would say Saquon and Zeke is fine in this area. You're so limited on your timing to get the right running back. Running backs fall so hard. Once they get hurt, they fall so hard. I don't go Travis Kelce until a second round, personally.
Do you think he's going to drop the second round, though?
No. I know that there'll be people that want to go ahead and get him. Up to you. My advice as a fantasy football league former champion, former multi-time second place, last year third place, I'm telling you, no, he's your second round. Your first round has to be your focus on running back or a top wide receiver that will overshadow the running back. Do not get tight end. That's a mistake. Tight end should go second round. Quarterback should be at earliest late third, early fourth. So when we discuss Patrick Mahomes in the second round, he's going to get picked up. And if he does, you just made a huge mistake. So at number 9, I'm going to say Saquon.
I like I said, we know there's a couple of people that like could really well go the stack and go Hill Mahomes or Kelsey Mahomes. And
which is not a bad option. My boy Felix last year had Mahomes and Kelsey, but they weren't his first 2 picks. I'll make that clear. He was second overall, and he got him in the second and third round. Mm-hmm. But he established his first round. Now he got Saquon, and that kind of backfired a lot. But do you imagine that list? Saquon, Mahomes, Kelsey? That's pretty good, but that's not where they're going this year, right? They're all going either the first or second round. They're not going to go for first, second, and third. So it's a little tricky this year. At number 10, that's where I get Zeke. At number 10, that's where I would go with Zeke. Like I said, it's your ticky-tack with your running backs. It's tough. I know a lot of people have Austin Eckler, or as Jesse likes to call him, Ekeler. He's a little risky, but I'd get him more in the second round.
On that turnaround?
Yeah. Now, my 11th, Diggs. Stephon Diggs. People are overshadowing him if they do not get him in the first round. I just think that you don't understand how fantastic this man is, how fantastic he can play, how great he can go.
At number 9, I wouldn't mind going. At number 11, and this is if it happens, and if he wants to, I wouldn't mind going Kelsey, and then maybe hoping that Diggs falls on that second round. But I think Big Lou on that number 12, he might take that RB and wide receiver. And
I know this would be my combo. This is me saying if it was like me predicting where they should go. Right, this is what I'm saying. I said Diggs has already gone off the board. Your next pick, Jonathan Taylor, clear running back 1 for the Colts. You're gonna have a tough season this year with your quarterback situation. You're going to try to make sure your plays aren't – it's not like their wide receiver core got better. It actually didn't. If you think about it, they didn't get that much better, and they still have a lot of money that they could use for next year. Jonathan Taylor will be my pick. And then right there, Travis Kelce. First pick coming off the second round would be Travis Kelce. Because then right there you've established a dominant pass catcher and a dominant running back. A lot of people are iffy on Jonathan Taylor, and it's more because of what happened last year, because he got nicked up a little bit. Then Mack looked good some weeks, Hines looked good some weeks. So it was a little weird going there. But Taylor's your clear number 1. You got it. I'm telling you, running backs is your key. If I can give you a list of running backs of whole first round, especially in this 12-man league, I would. But we know it's not the case because some running backs can't keep up to the level of Hill, can't keep up to the level of Adams, can't keep up to Diggs or Kelsey. Now, at the second round, second pick, Eckler. That's where I go with Eckler because that's when you need that pass catching running back. He will be RB1, RB2. Especially if you double stack running backs and you're lucky to be able to, do it. Absolutely do it. Why wouldn't you? That's just nuts. After that, I'm telling you, bro, y'all pick Patrick Mahomes in the second round. I gotta smack y'all. Y'all can't. I love my friend. I love my friend, and I'm not saying so I can pick him up because I won't pick him. I made the mistake last year of picking up Lamar Jackson in the third round. I'm telling you by making a mistake. And yes, I finished third somehow, some way. But do not pick a quarterback in the second round. The second round and first are your focal points, your pillars. Your QB should not be your pillar unless you're in a super flex. That's the only time a QB should be as your pillar. You want your one dominant guy and you want your second. Those are your guys. Because you need someone to carry the other guy once the first one falls, right? So I picked up Michael Thomas last year. Whew, that's a good idea. It looks good on paper. Dead. Second round, I pick up Nick Chubb. And like I told you, for the most part, he did great. Unfortunately, there was those 6 weeks where I had a little bit of struggle, but I did keep up, and I was able to get back into the playoff spot. Okay, after that, Art, after I give you those guys, you get Austin Eckler. I'm looking at the list right now, and I'm sorry that he might seem this low, or to some people for the first, second round. Calvin Ridley, wide receiver 1 for the Atlanta Falcons. This all will rely on Matt Ryan's health and then his decision making. That he does not get scared, that he goes ahead and makes the best choice for the team. When Calvin Ridley is healthy, which he mostly is, he's what? He's a top 5. Last year, he was wide receiver 1 for the first 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary. And then he was like wide receiver. He's in the top 3 the last 4 weeks. So that's huge, especially if that's the playoff season. That's playoff time, baby. That's when you need, and he will show up and he will make dangerous. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, did Alex Antia, when he won the
I
championship, did he
don't
have Calvin
remember.
Ridley? He
I
had Calvin
think
Ridley.
so.
So think about that. That's dangerous right there. Like he's a sleeper almost, but he's not really a sleeper. But people are not talking about him as much as maybe they should. After that, Alex, if you're listening to me, brother-in-law extraordinaire, you want to go double running back? You got Saquon, Antonio Gibson. That's right. I'm going NFC least, double stacking your ass. Antonio Gibson, my God. That man is going to be good. That man is going to be good. No, he's not. No, he's not, by the way. Kyle Pitts should not be. How dare you disrespect?
He shouldn't.
First of all, here's why he will not finish. I'll tell you why. You're
Calvin
competing.
Ridley.
Well, no, I mean, that's fine. He's going to be the second option for the attack, right? The problem is, there's 3-4 wins, Falcons. 3 or 4 wins. I don't think they get past that, and I think Pitts struggles. I think Pitts struggles his first year, and that's fine. It's only first year. I'm not saying his career, but you're saying top 5 in the same group with Kelsey, Waller, Kittle, and then you can make your picks here and there for who. You got Mr. Mark Andrews,
TJ,
and TJ's up there, but I'm gonna say he's not in top 5. I don't think he finished top 5. Here's who I think finishes in top 5. In Art, I don't know if you thought about this. Jonnu Smith.
No, yeah, and we saw that last year. We've seen that the past 2 years where he's
All right,
top
Jonnu Smith will be, because I think he'll be the focal point for Cam. I think he'll be the focal point because he's a big, strong man who can do route running. He's a tank who can run over people, and I think that Cam, who as inaccurate as sometimes he is, will see that man. He'll pass it to him and he'll run it down. Zone. Yes, and Belichick, the man who makes, and Josh McDaniels, who make plays for the tight end, Gronk, Aaron Hernandez, these guys who were beasts at tight end for the Pats. And I'm not saying they're not, Gronk isn't a beast now because he'll always be a beast. But the focal point that he made them to be, he will make it for these guys. Now, y'all can argue, well, since Gronk left, no tight end, the New England has been great. Yeah, they're ass. What the fuck? Not every tight end is great. There's a reason why there's a limit. So Pitts is not the guy. I'm sorry, Pitts is not the guy.
The other person that I think might end up on that top 10 talk maybe could be Tyler Higbee. I think that's a sleeper.
Yeah, that's fine. If you're top 10, yeah, absolutely. But not top 5.
No,
top 10
I think
sure.
He's going to be like 7, 8 around that. But that's a good quarterback late round sleeper.
What do you got for this one? This question right here. Who'll be the rookie to watch in fantasy? So let me tell you a funny story. I picked up 2 rookies last year, not knowing if they do great or not. Their names are Jerry Jeudy and Justin Jefferson. I picked up Justin Jefferson in the last round. That man balled and was top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the rookie to watch this year? That's a really good question.
I don't want to say it, but I think Kenneth Gainwell might take the lead back from Philly.
I'm going to say, because he's going to have to keep his job and he's going to do great, Devontae Smith with the Eagles, with Jalen Hurts, because they know each other. They've played together for a long time with Bama. And you could argue that with any of the combinations that got drafted, right? Jalen Waddle with Tua, there's that other combination, ATN with Lawrence and stuff like that. I'm gonna go because they have the easiest schedule, the Eagles. That's why I'm going with Devontae Smith.
That's why I went with Kenneth Gainwell.
So that'll be my guy to watch, because think about it. The Eagles, and if you talk to my boy Miles, their biggest struggle for years have been wide receivers. He's an Eagles fan, for those who are wondering. Follow Mind of Milo on his podcast if y'all want to. He'll discuss some things that goes deep. So quick plug for my boy right there. Anywho, yeah, Devontae Smith's the guy I'd be looking at. By the way, let's go back on the list real quick because I know we skipped probably a few names. Here's one thing. I don't trust Najee Harris. I don't know yet because that Steelers O-line is not as good as it used to be. I don't trust it, but he would be my pick after Gibson. So I'll say that. DeAndre Hopkins after that because he's a Cardinal and he's got a good quarterback, throwing to him. Not the best, but it's good, right? So after that, I'll say DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf is a good pick to
Over
be in
AJ
there.
Brown?
Slightly, yes. And here's why. AJ Brown went a little bit down because of Julio. A little bit
Justin
down.
Jefferson?
Yeah. Because Justin Jefferson is still wide receiver 2 and entering his second year. He's not wide receiver 1. He's not over Adam Thielen yet. Y'all, here's the thing. That's the mistake right now that's going on. Justin Jefferson is being touted for the second round. I would not trust that because teams are not. If you, the viewer, are believing that he's going to be wide receiver 1, that means you're ignoring Adam Thielen. And anybody who has watched Adam Thielen knows how fucking awesome he is. And you're going to propel.
Same argument that I would do for DK though, with Tyler Lockett.
No.
You don't think that's the same argument?
That's the mistake. That's a mistake. Tyler Lockett is clearly wide receiver 2. DK Metcalf has established himself to be number 1. That's a mistake. Tyler Lockett cannot stay consistent. I said it. It was a joke, but it's true. He shows up once every 4 weeks. He is not consistent. He cannot be the guy that people are touting. He'll make great plays. And he'll make spectacular catches, like what the hell? But he's not the guy. DK Metcalf is. But in this situation, AJ Brown went a little bit down because of Julio, but Jefferson is not yet ready to be number 1. Y'all are overestimating. I got him in the 15th round, guys. And I'm telling you, don't make that mistake of thinking he's going to be, because now you're thinking he's that, but teams are going to think that too. And they're going to focus double team him and leaves Adam Thielen open. So if you get Adam Thielen, good for you. Justin Jefferson is going to be good. Y'all are underestimating you're overestimating his value right now.
So do you think it's the same case with
sophomore year, baby?
Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb? No. You think it's the opposite?
CeeDee Lamb is clear number 1. Amari Cooper cannot stay healthy. Amari Cooper cannot stay healthy. Who's not a Rob? Who's talking about?
Allen Robinson.
Is that what
I think Allen Robinson. I think A-Rob would go in the 3rd round. I don't think he's a 2nd round, but he's a consistent player though.
Robinson is a top 3. So in the rounds, he's a wide receiver 1 going in late 2nd, early 3rd. Mm-hmm. That's a great pickup. It's not. I'm not disputing that, but I wouldn't pick him after AJ Brown. AJ Brown's who I pick him, by the way, after DK. After that,
you still have Mixon.
JK,
healthy, Clyde.
Nope.
As a running backs.
Mixon's a 3rd rounder. And here's why. He's not consistently healthy. I'm telling you, your first 2 picks have to be, and I know the same argument can be made for Saquon and Zeke, but they're different levels. They're Joe Mixon, besides punching a woman in a restaurant, has never shown the tendency to be powerful on the field, to be the number 1 running back of the league. He's never done anything like that. And I know, sorry about the crude joke, guys, but I gotta make the light of the situation somehow or something. I don't know. Anyways, sorry if I offended anybody. Anywho, Joe Mixon's not the guy I picked. He's in the 3rd round, not the 2nd. This is where I would say then, if you want to, George Kittle. Why not? You've already gone Kelsey. Why not Kittle? Kittle's gonna be great. I don't know what number I'm at right now. I'm just gonna go. I'm just spewing out, names and shit like that.
6 or 5.
Oh no, I'm way past that, Papas. I'm way past that. It's because I said what? Kelsey. I saw Eckler. What I got?
Ridley.
I got Ridley. I got Gibson. I got
Hopkins.
Hopkins. DK.
And then Najee
Brown. I said Najee after.
after Hopkins.
No, after Gibson. Didn't I?
I
Yes,
thought it
I
was
said
after Hopkins.
no. Anyways, that's my top 12. Then I think that's my 12. After the Najee Brown. Here's one thing, guys. I'll say this before we sign off. This whole high ADP about J.K. Dobbins and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, no, not second rounders and overhyped third. No, fourth rounders at best. I'm gonna tell you why. Last year, J.K. Dobbins, yes, he was number one, but he had fucking crowded back. And then you got Lamar Jackson. Fuck no, hard pass. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, bro, that offense is way past heavy, and he has yet to prove himself to be. He's a little tank. Don't get me wrong. He's a little tank that he can do some good plays that when you need him sometimes. But in fantasy value, nah.
So would you go Clyde or Josh Jacobs at the fourth?
Because of whoever's in the quarterback that could pass catch it to, I'll say Patrick Mahomes to Clyde. Josh Jacobs is a disappointment, honestly. He's
so
not
you would go Clyde instead of Josh.
Yeah, I would. If Josh falls to me in the third round, maybe.
That's what I said. On the fourth round, would you go Clyde or Josh?
Oh, they're in the fourth.
Yeah,
because
I don't think they're gonna fall.
Oh, by the way, one that I missed is a clear second rounder. Keenan Allen is a clear second rounder. And we can put up our list later on. Me, you, well, not Alex, right? Great GM keeps their secrets. Bitch, please. Anyways, all right, Art. I think that's all I got right now for the fantasy. Looking at the list, there's some people, like I said, that are way too high. And that's my tip, guys, right there. Justin Jefferson. That's the one I feel like could be a tricky one because we're praising him to be an wide receiver one. Teams are going to look at that the same way. They're going to look at him as a wide receiver one. And Adam Thielen is still great. I think that's a steal for whoever can get him in the later rounds. Whether he falls to the fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever. Mm-hmm. That's a steal. And think about this too. Julio is falling.
Yep.
Julio is falling off the third round. He did. Actually, you know what? I'll say this. He did have a great second half. David Montgomery ended in top 10. He had a really good showing to end the season. But we're talking about consistency, and he's inconsistent. We need the Bears, as you guys, my friends, are Bears fans. I need them to be more consistent. Yeah. Okay. So he's saying now later rounds. Absolutely.
So
yeah,
I like
later
Montgomery
rounds.
on the fourth round.
Yes, later rounds.
But that's with
your pillars.
With Dalton. I like Montgomery with Dalton. I don't like Montgomery with Fields.
Let me ask you this: How do you feel about your own line?
It's not the best. That's what I'm saying. I've passed on it, and it would be a great flex on the fourth round, fifth round, if he falls. But he wouldn't be my number 2 running back.
We'll definitely talk about it more because this is good talk here. We're going over about to hit about hour 20. So we could definitely do a 3-hour marathon talking about fantasy one night if we really wanted to. But because I know we love talking about it. Our wives hate us talking about it, but we love talking about it.
We should do a mock draft with Alex.
You want him to reveal his secret? You want him to? A great GM don't reveal his secrets. All right, he don't want to reveal it. Yeah, we could do something like that. We could definitely do. I definitely. I'm not a pro. I'm not a guy who knows everything about PPR, half PPR, standard dynasties, all that stuff. I'll give you guys real good tips for PPR. I think your lady's about to kill you. Well, that's my sister-in-law, so if she kills you, let her. I don't know what the hell you want me to say. Husband kill him. But yeah, and my wife's probably tired of me talking out here because she wants to work on her freaking school stuff. But it's okay. I love her. Right, babe? There you go. See. Mm-hmm. But yeah, guys, if you guys have any advice, have any questions, like hit me up. I'm happy to help. I think I'm pretty good at giving advice. Does Art follow my advice when he asks for it? No, not always, and that's fine. At the end of the day, I can only give you my advice. Y'all follow it however you want. But I think my top 12, like for the first round, is
Yeah,
more accurate than what it should be. I think if
I
you
agree
guys,
with you.
I think if you overhype Zeke and Saquon for the top 8, I think you're making a huge mistake. And I'm not saying it because I think they suck ass. I think they're really fantastic, but the last few years they haven't proven healthy enough to be in my top 5. This doesn't make sense. They haven't been top 5. I mean, shit. I think Zeke only hit like 170 points last year for fantasy. You know how weak that is? I mean, that's not great. That you need that for a first rounder? Hell no. That's more like a fifth, fourth rounder right there. Maybe if you're lucky, or 6th rounder. But yeah, if you have any questions for me, I'll definitely help you out. I mean, I don't give a fuck, man. If you're in my league, so far the only person I've been helping is Art, but that's because he's put himself in the toilet bowl the last 2 years, and I don't know. I pity the man. I pity the fool. So, but
It's
yeah,
gonna be a different year. It's gonna be a different year, hopefully. I have more time now.
you say that, man. I mean, I hope that you better tell your girl to leave you alone on Sundays then, because that's the thing. I say this: me, you, and Jesse, we all get together on Sundays, watch football, just hang out, and put them somewhere else because Viviana's gonna want to watch football because she loves football. But I know they don't want to hear about the fantasy part. But us get together, watching games, good shit like that. If y'all want to join us, y'all can, because hell, why not, right? Because football is fun. We love talking about it. We love talking shit. Guys, it's a sports podcast. You want to hop on, you want to discuss stuff on the comments when we're live, awesome. You want to leave comments and we could talk about it afterwards, awesome. Let's keep it clean, guys. We're all sports fans. I mean, we could talk shit all we want, but we don't want to be like those pendejos from the Rams game that fucking was like 4-on-1 beatdown. So we don't need that kind of shit here, or the shit with the whole Sons and Ford thing. Sons and Ford. We don't need that shit here. Let's have a good talk. Let's have freaking fun conversation. I'm Jose Garza. I mean, you can find me at Jose Luis _1990 on Instagram, at Jose Garza Jr. 10 on Twitter. All right, where can the people follow you at?
They can follow me at, or they can find me on Instagram on Beachbum AI. Same thing, I know we're thinking about starting hopefully a new league, maybe for people who don't know or want to get into fantasy.
Yeah.
We talked about it, so just a fun.
You know what? I know we were talking about putting some money down because Jesse's wife is a gambling addict. Go support her, guys. She's fighting cancer right now, so go support her. But she's a gambling addict, so I mean that won't go away, But for sure on that. But yeah, by the way, congratulations, Art. He just got married about a week ago, a little over a week ago, and he had like a 5-day party. I can only make to 1 day, 1.5, but because my old ass can't keep up no more with you young fellas. And guys, follow Alex. You saw him commenting all night long on here. He and his wife, my sister-in-law, have started this sock biz. It's right here. Follow AJ Sock World on Instagram and on Facebook. Pretty much what they do is they get Nike socks. I'm not sure they're gonna do any other brands, but what they do is they dye them into like colored cleats and other stuff like that. So I wish I had pictures to show y'all to give you examples of it. But look up AJ Sock World. Look that shit up. It's some good shit. Maybe I'll buy some. Maybe I will. But I mean, I haven't played sports in forever, so who knows? But support the fam. Anyways, follow the podcast, guys, on Instagram at Puro Pinche Sports Podcast. Follow the podcast on Twitter at Pinche Sports Pod. We are Puro Pinche Sports, guys, and we are out.